This as his funeral began this morning in Douala, preceding his burial, which is to take place tomorrow. In health, after Sinopharm, Cameroon receives a second vaccine against coronavirus, the British AstraZeneca vaccine. This comes despite widespread criticism as well as controversy surrounding this vaccine all over the world. These are the two top stories we have in tonight's newscast. You shall get the details as well as other stories when we return after the short break. Stay with us. Good evening and welcome back to the 7 p.m. edition of the news on DBS television. I am Cynthia Ngwemo. On this newscast, we open on a sad note as the funeral of Christian Cardinal TUMI began this morning in the city of Douala with the removal of his mortal remains. The funeral ceremony witnessed the massive presence of the population as a demonstration of the love that the people had for him. Our reporter Mange Venasius was present, and here's his report.
The final journey of Christian Cardinal TUMI began as scheduled Monday morning at 11 a.m. when his mortal remains were removed from the military hospital mortuary, a mortuary that saw the presence of government ministers, local administrators, as well as non-Christians who all turned out to demonstrate the charism the man Cardinal TUMI incarnated.
He has shown his capacity of a loving man, peace crusader, developer, and the father of everybody from the grassroots to the highest level of the society. We are just appealing everybody, every Cameroonian, Christian or not, to emulate the example of Christian Cardinal TUMI.
As the convoy arrived St. Peter and Paul's Cathedral, there was a mammoth crowd to celebrate his life as his remains were moved into the cathedral. According to the program, the first mass began shortly, being presided at by the Apostolic Nuncio to Cameroon and Equatorial Guinea, Monsignor Julio Morat. In his homily, Archbishop Samuel Cleda indicated the kind of life the man Cardinal TUMI was: a man of prayer and total dedication to Jesus Christ, a man who was very human in his life with others, a man who was ready to privilege others before himself, a very humble personality who was so close to everyone irrespective of his ecclesiastical rank. The program previews 4 masses to be celebrated before the funeral mass on Tuesday at 10 a.m.
In health news, Cameroon has received its first consignment of the British AstraZeneca vaccine against coronavirus. Over 400,000 doses of this vaccine were received by the Minister of Public Health on Saturday in Yaoundé. This comes at a time when the world is raising concerns about the safety of this vaccine, as Joy Ngong tells us in the following report.
1 week after the reception of 200,000 doses of the Chinese vaccine Sinopharm, Cameroon received last Saturday over 400,000 doses of the British AstraZeneca vaccine. While receiving the consignment of vaccines, Public Health Minister Manauda Malashi lauded the collective efforts of the government and its partners in the fight against the coronavirus pandemic in Cameroon. The minister added that the teams will immediately begin dispatching the vaccines to various parts of the country to boost the circulation of the Sinopharm vaccine. The arrival of the AstraZeneca vaccine comes amidst world controversy regarding its efficiency. Several countries of the European Union, including Denmark and Canada, had boycotted the usage of the vaccine altogether over a potential link to a rare but serious form of blood clots. Reports about the vaccine are, however, gradually changing as several states in the US have lowered minimum age for the AstraZeneca vaccine. As reported by CBC News, shots of the vaccine will be offered to people aged 40 and over. As Cameroon continues ramping up the vaccination campaigns, the resident representative of the World Health Organization in Cameroon, Fabien Sambimana, says they will continue to work closely with the government to ensure that the vaccination exercise meets its target. With over 243 vaccination sites set up across the country, Public Health Minister encourages the population to go out and get vaccinated as more consignments of the vaccine are set to arrive the country.
It has been exactly 1 week since the national vaccination program against coronavirus was launched in Cameroon by the Minister of Public Health. Despite the ravaging nature of the disease, many Cameroonians still show a lot of skepticism or even completely refuse the idea of being vaccinated. Our reporter in the town of Yaoundé, Ate Bonaventure, has been searching out for reasons, and here is what he found out for this report.
Some denizens in Yaoundé are still to come to terms with the fact that COVID-19 is a reality, talkless of the necessity for a vaccine. Despite the numerous sensitization and warning messages, they still think the pandemic has not yet reached Cameroon.
It is out of question. Take vaccine that might sick.
Même au Covid, parce que quand on parle de Covid, c'est chez les Blancs là-bas. On n'a pas eu de cas de vaccin, même des familles, voisins et tout, pas d'amitié qui sont victimes de cette histoire-là. Pourquoi devrais-je croire alors à quelque chose qu'on ne voit pas?
Tongues have been wagging as to why someone would be vaccinated and still respect barrier measures. I don't think the pandemic is that severe in Cameroon to call for vaccine. Yes, there are several deaths and cases, but I don't see that vaccine is a solution. I prefer our natural medicine as a solution. The number of confirmed cases as of April 18 stands at 46,809, and conscious denizens opined that it's high time Cameroonians embraced the vaccines.
Once vaccination is open to general public, I will rush to get vaccinated to protect myself. I call on fellow citizens to stay clear of misinformation because COVID-19 is claiming lives in Cameroon.
Vaccination is ongoing across the country, with priority given to frontline healthcare workers, and the Minister of Public Health has assured Cameroonians that the vaccines are harmless after preaching by example.
Over in the east region of Cameroon, the population of GARI GOMBO would soon benefit from a modern motor park to help transporters as well as road users of this locality. A deliberation authorizing the construction of this motor park was authorized by municipal councillors of GARI GOMBO during a workshop last Friday. Joy Ngong with details.
GARI GOMBO, a border town with the Central African Republic in the Bumba and Goko division of the East region, will soon be equipped with a modern car park for the transporters of the city. The deliberation authorizing the mayor, Eve Simomori, was signed by the city councillors of the municipality last Friday at the town hall. During the workshop, which resulted in a concordance of documents, several deliberations were signed to engage the mayor in several other projects, one of which is the recruitment of young people as part of the creation of municipal police agents. The senior divisional officer for the Bombo and Goko congratulated the municipal executive of GARI GOMBO for their massive participation in the workshop and invited the elite to support the growth of the community.
We wish that these committees, which are development structures, accompany the administration, as they cannot accomplish all the developmental projects alone. We hope that the elites are inspired by the work we are doing and join us to change the living conditions of the people.
The message was well received by the local elites, who intend to make their contributions to develop the community.
Les questions pour nous, élites,
We, the elites, have to accompany the council. We have seen that projects are carried out with a certain level of transparency and general participation. As an elite, I think I will give in my support to the regional council such that it effectively carries out its projects.
The administrative account of GARI GOMBO for the 2020 financial year is recognized in revenue at the sum of over 569 million and in expenditure at the sum of over 507 million, releasing an excess of revenue on expenditure of 62 million allocated to the 2021 budget account.
A workshop for major trainers in moral, civic and entrepreneurial rearmament has taken place in Yaoundé. The 40 trainees would then be dispatched to the 10 regions of Cameroon to further spread the knowledge, this as a means to assist in the implementation of the 3-year program for youth in Cameroon. Ate Bonaventure with details.
During the year 2020, the Ministry of Youth Affairs and Civic Education intensified the operationalization process of the Triennial Youth Emergency Plan. Some 14,689 young Cameroonians have so far been trained in all 360 multipurpose youth empowerment centers in the country. The national workshop for the preparation of major trainers in a general way aims at optimizing the device of moral, civic, and entrepreneurial rearmament in face-to-face and online and socio-economic integration of youths. The 40 major trainers shall be in charge of duplicating the training models throughout the 10 regions of the country. It is also an occasion to strengthen the understanding of procedure manuals that frame youth financing process and reinforce capacities of the designing and facilitation of modular face-to-face remote sessions. The training has 7 modules for moral, civic, and entrepreneurial rearmament and 9 for the socio-economic integration component.
Out of Cameroon, a train accident that occurred in northern Cairo on Sunday, that is yesterday, has led to the death of 11 people and the injury of at least 98 others. Investigations are open to find out the cause of this accident, and in Chad, the United States Embassy has ordered the withdrawal of all its staff from the country as rebel groups and fighters approached the capital. Details of the stories in the following with Rogea Tububa.
The United States has ordered its non-essential staff in Chad to leave the African country as rebel fighters approach the capital on Sunday after early election results show President Idriss Déby on course to extend his 3-decade rule. According to the Chad Army spokesman, the country's forces has defeated a group of terrorists who had ventured into the north of the Kanem province. Déby, one of the African's longest-serving leaders, has successfully put down a string of rebellions since taking power, sometimes with military assistance from France. Chadian soldiers also have long battled militants from the extremist group Boko Haram, which started in northeastern Nigeria and spread to the neighboring countries. A train accident north of Cairo on Sunday has left 11 people dead and 98 others injured. Railway authorities say at least 4 train wagons ran off the tracks at the city of Banha in the province. Egypt's health ministry declared in a statement that at least 100 others were injured, while around 60 ambulances were sent to take the injured from the scene to nearby hospitals. The cause of the accident is being investigated. Sunday's train accident came 3 weeks after 2 passenger trains collided in the province of Sohang, killing at least 18 people and injured 200 others. Egyptian rail disasters are generally attributed to poor infrastructure and maintenance. One of the country's deadliest train crashes came in 2002 when 373 people died as a fire ripped through a crowded train south of Cairo.
That's the end of today's edition for the news on DBS Television for this Monday, the 19th of April 2021. Thank you for watching. See you tomorrow and have a great evening on DBS Television.